Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Region tournament play begins today as the opening game of the Region 2 postseason features the number 6 seeded Larimore Pole Bears and the number 3 seeded Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Good morning and welcome everyone here to Scott Berry Field as the Pole Bears and the Thunder begin today's Region 2 tournament bright and early on this sensational Saturday morning. It's not shiny, but it's sensational because it's postseason baseball. I'm Derek Zimmerman, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This Brady Siebel's to my left, Joseph Stetz behind us. Joe will be joining us on the broadcast booth later on in the game. And once again, thanks for joining us on this journey at Mayville State University at Scott Berry Field. For the first time in a year, the North Dakota Class B Region 2 baseball tourney is back in action with 4 games slated for today on yourliveevent.com. Our first game of the day comes your way in about 13 minutes or so, slated here to begin the tournament. Larimore and Hatton-Northwood will tell you about these two teams and then some coming up on our Our Insurance pregame show. This is North Dakota High School Baseball on yourliveevent.com.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Great Plains Fireworks, located on the west side, frontage road I-29, south of Degelman's in Hillsboro. They're open by appointments. Call 701-436-6140. Also like them on Facebook for information. Let Great Plains Fireworks help you get fireworks for your family celebrations, neighborhood parties, and events.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. They have chest thumpers.
Great Plains Fireworks, open by appointment only, Hillsboro, North Dakota, 701-436-6140. Like them on Facebook.
American Crystal Sugar Company, with their 4,000-plus employees and shareholders, are deeply rooted in the communities of the Red River Valley. They're committed to the sustainability and growth of their business and to improving lives in the places where we work and live by investing in people, our communities, and the future of American Crystal Sugar. Visit crystalsugar.com to learn more about scholarships, grants, volunteerism, donations, and more through the Community Roots American Crystal Giving Program. Growing strong community roots. American Crystal Sugar Company.
Dr. Craig Rothfuss Dental Practice in Hillsboro is accepting new patients. They offer patients of all ages a full range of dental services, including Clear Correct, which is an option for invisible braces, and a $99 whitening program. Dr. Rothfuss accepts multiple insurance plans, including Delta Dental, United Concordia that was affiliated with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Principal Dental Insurance. Bring your smile to Dr. Craig Rothfuss Dental Practice in Hillsboro, and the friendly staff will help make it sparkle. Call 701-636-4244 today. One of the main benefits of
a Saturday salutations to you, everybody, coming from Scott Berry Field in Mayville, North Dakota at Mayville State University. Derek Zimmerman Geyer with you today, along with Joseph Stetz. We'll get him here on the air shortly, but let's get Coach Ben Jacobson on the air for Larimore and the Pole Bears. The first portion of our coaches' pregame comments. Looking at the Pole Bears real quick. Overall, 1-15, 0-5 finish at home, 1-8 on the road, and 0-8 in Region 2. The Pole Bears also 0-2 in neutral play. They have lost their last 12 games and have lost, of course, 0-5 in that span to close out the regular season. Let's waste no more time and tune in with the head coach of the Pole Bears. Coach Ben Jacobson on our Insurance pregame show of the Larimore Pole Bears. Coach, coming into this game, first game of the Region 2 tournament, you guys get to kick it off here at 10:30. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good. I wish it was a little warmer, but yeah, feeling good.
Yeah, 85 degrees yesterday. Now we dropped to what's going to be below 50s. But, I mean, it's baseball in North Dakota, right?
You know, we're used to this. I was just talking to Coach Walsher. It's every time we get to this tournament, it gets a little colder, a little windier and stuff, but so we're used to it.
Well, what are you used to coming into this game? Not to put salt in the wound, but a 5-game losing streak. What is your team's mentality like coming into the first ball game?
You know, we've just kind of been battling all year. You know, we're missing a couple guys that we were counting on having this year that aren't here at the end of the year. So we're leaning on our seniors like Bodie Graham and Alan Farrell to kind of push us through and through this. You know.
What are you expecting from Hatton-Northwood today?
They're a quality team. I'm expecting their best, and we're just going to have to play our best to compete with them.
What did you see in that 12-2 loss back in early May?
You know, I think they had a quality lineup up and down, and we're just going to have to play defense behind them. And if we play defense behind our pitcher, I think we'll have a chance to be in the game.
What kind of mentality does a team have to have being the 6th seed in a 6-team tournament?
We got nothing to lose. Plain and simple, we got nothing to lose. You know, everybody else is expecting to beat us, and we have nothing to lose. We're just come out and play hard and see what happens.
Coach, what are some words that you would use to describe this season so far after a season off and now back at it?
You know, one, probably we're grateful that we're back out here playing, and we got a full season, and it's been a beautiful spring, really, and we got to play a long season, which doesn't normally happen in North Dakota. So we're grateful. It's been a struggle with our youth on our team and stuff this year, but we are grateful that we get to play a full season.
What have you seen in this full season now, these kids getting a chance to develop? What have been some highlights that you saw?
You know, the biggest thing that we've kind of preached this year is we've had the leadership of our seniors have been awesome all year. They've really helped with our younger kids, and you know, we've at times started 4 8th graders in a game. We're probably going to start 3 today in some way, fashion, or something. So, yeah, just the leadership has been the biggest thing from those older kids. It can be really hard when you're a senior and you're hoping to go out with a bang, and you have to play with a bunch of young kids. That it makes it tough, but they've been great leaders.
Coach, any final keys and final thoughts to this first ball game?
You know, throw strikes, play some defense behind them, and hopefully get some timely hits.
Thanks for your time, Coach, and good luck today.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach Ben Jacobson. Your time is appreciated in the first portion of our pregame coaches' comments here on yourliveevent.com and our Irie Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, visit irieins.com. And thanks to all our sponsors making this broadcast possible here in the Region 2 baseball tournament in Class B, North Dakota. Derek Zimmerman-Geyer, Joseph Stetz, Brady Siebels. We'll all take a break and come back, and we'll talk with the head coach of Hatton-Northwood, Dennis Carpenter, after this on yourliveevent.com.
Living Center and Heritage House community is to enjoy every comfort of home without the burdens of home ownership in an environment that offers choices for care assistance, social interaction, group activities, or simply quiet, comfortable living. Another reason to choose Halstead Living Center and Heritage House is to get back to living life through their all-inclusive services and full array of social events, spiritual enrichment programs, recreational activities, and lifelong learning. For more information, call 456-2105 or log on to halsteadlivingcenter.com.
There's no way to count the number of sandwiches you've packed over the years. Hard to imagine this day would come. Yeah, there's still the same fields, the same roads, the same hard work. But now they're in someone else's hands. And you couldn't be more proud of who you're handing the farm to. No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
Halstead Telephone.
Welcome back to our Irie Insurance pregame show, now joined by the head coach of Hatton-Northwood Thunder, Dennis Carpenter. You guys start off this Region 2 tournament bright and early at 10:30 a.m. How's the team feeling, Coach?
I think we're ready to go. We had a really good practice yesterday. A little different weather conditions today, but you know, we're ready to play. It's tournament time.
What's the team feel about the number 3 seed?
You know, I think I'm not going to say satisfied. I think we would have had a chance to finish up higher, but it is what it is right now, and this is what we're rolling with.
Momentum-wise, 4-6 in the last 10, 2-3 in the last 5. What's been the T's ups and downs in these last couple of stretches going into the postseason?
You know, right now we just have to have a better approach with our 2-strike when we get 2 strikes on us. Put the ball in play a little bit more. We've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. And I think we take care of that, start putting the ball in play, putting some pressure on the other team's defense. I think we can start having some more success.
Told me you got Grant Mundell on the mound today. bright and early. What do you expect from a kid in sub-50-degree weather? And it might be a little drizzly depending on the weather. What do you expect from a pitcher early on?
Grant's just going to go out and grind. We've been playing in this for the better part of April, and first part of May this was the temperature we got, and this is what these kids are kind of used to. If it had been too hot, I might have been concerned.
Larimore, they're a little cold right now. 0-12, a 12-game losing streak, and the last time you guys saw them, 12-2 victory in favor of the Thunder. What did you see in that first game that you could benefit from in this one?
They can play. Then they've improved a lot. If you take a look at their box scores and the paper, you're following along. The season's gotten better. They've gotten better. They're young, but the young kids have improved, and they've got some good seniors over there.
What do you expect from your older players, such as Conshock and company, taking on what looks like to maybe 3 8th graders in a starting lineup for the Pole Bears?
I expect our seniors just to keep leading. We just need to keep having at bats, staying within ourselves, and doing what we're going to do.
And in this final stretch of the season, what exactly has stuck out from your team?
For us, like I said, it's the young kids are coming around. We have great leadership out of our 3 seniors. Fabian, Colton, and Grant done a phenomenal job with that. We just need to play loose.
Play loose. Coach, any final keys and thoughts to the game?
Like I said, we just have to make sure we're putting the ball in play, do a little bit better job with that, and then, play clean in the field.
Coach, thanks for your time and good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you to Coach Dennis Carpenter of Hatton-Northwood for his time and our pregame coach's comments. As our Ira Insurance pregame show comes to a close, once again, for all your insurance needs, visit Ira Insurance online at IRINS.com. As both teams are ready to take the field, Hatton-Northwood, the number 3 seed, pitching in the top of the first. We'll look at their starting lineups, brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. Learn more about American Crystal Sugar, including career opportunities, online at crystalsugar.com. For Hatton-Northwood, out on the diamond right now, Grant Mundahl will start off the game pitching. Derek Carpenter is at shortstop. Colton Conshock at first base. Austin Rigg is at third base. Fabian Carlo is at second. Mike Steinbrink is in left field. Teddy Petrick is out in center field. Carson Bonine at catcher. And Hunter Tweet out in right. That goes for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. And now we look at Larimore Pole Bears. Starting off is Alan Farrell, the leadoff hitter. Behind him is Bodie Graham. He'll be pitching today for Larimore. And Bull Salander is at first base in the 3 spot. Farrell, the leadoff hitter, ready to face Mundahl as the coaches finish off their pregame responsibilities. And I believe we have Joseph Stetz on the mic now. Joe will bring you on whenever you feel like, and it looks like we're ready to get this game underway with Mundahl versus Farrell. Farrell, once again, of course, lefty hitter. And the first pitch of the game, coming officially off a foul ball, is at 10:29. We're ahead of schedule. 0-1 early on Farrell. Farrell, number 24, playing at shortstop today. He's batting .261 this season. He takes a ball low, just below the knees, evens it up. Graham, the ace pitcher, will pitch for the Pole Bears in the bottom of the first. That one's outside, 2-1. Graham is also on deck. 2-1 early on here, the top of the first. This one grounded to right on the line and just foul. Out at first base for Hatton-Northwood is Colton Conshock with the hoodie on. It's 45 degrees here at Mayville State University. It's a 2-2 count now on Farrell from Mundahl. This one up high, full count. First batter of the game with a chance to lead off with a walk. Ideal for a 6 seed. This one swung on and missed. The opposite. And Farrell goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Mundahl. One out down. Here in the top of the first, it's Bodie Graham's time to shine. Bodie comes in leading the Polar Bears with a .326 batting average. His first take, he takes it swinging at a high cheese for 0-1. Polar Bears on a 12-game skid right now. to end the regular season. The 0-1 from Mundall. That one might have nicked Graham, and it did. He tried to get it out of the way, but I'm sure he'll take that just as well. 1 out, 1 on after the hit by pitch from Mundall to Graham. That brings on Bo Sounder, the first baseman. Bo comes on from the right side, wearing number 25, the first baseman. Bo this season, as he takes the first pitch from Mundall, right at the knees for strike one. Sounder batting 167 this season, has a man at first base after the second batter, Bodie Graham, was hit by a pitch by Mundall. The 0-1 gets away from the catcher Bodine. Off the second base is Graham, and there's a man in scoring position with a 1-1 count here in the top of the first for the Pole Bears. That'll go as a pass ball. Just got out of the mitt of Bodine. It's 1-1 on Sounder. Man in scoring position. A ribby right out at the grill to begin this game. Mundall, the 1-1. This one's grounded. The short Carpenter takes it on 2 hops, and he'll throw the first, and it checks the runner. Graham stays put. That one goes 6-3, and there's 2 down. Sounder grounds out with a man in scoring position. It brings on Avery Gratton, an 8th grader playing center field today. He wears number 7. He bats from the left side. He has a man out in second base. His senior counterpart, Bodie Graham. The Pole Bears are 0-8 in Region 2 play this season. Therefore, being the 6th seed, that one's outside. To start off this at-bat, his plate appearance for Avery Gratton, batting 194 on the year. 1-0 from Mundall. That one right at the waistline for strike one. Mundall with a good pace right now. Not too quick, not too slow. Looks back at Graham. Now winds and delivers. This one, weak swing from Gratton. He wasn't fully committed to that one, and he's down 1-2. Mundall looking for another strikeout here to end the inning, and he gets it right there. Drop ball by Bodine. Bodine is going to fire the first. Gratton almost went back to the dugout. Bodine goes to Conshock, and one man hit, but 2 strikeouts for Grant Mundall ends the inning for Hatton-Northwood. We head to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0, Thunder to bat on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
We all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, Broadband Voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
When it comes to insurance, you should be confident that you're choosing the best option. I'm Rich Gerke of Farmers Union Insurance, Hillsborough. Let's find and discuss the best insurance policy for your home, auto, farm, life, or business. Stop in to see Ryan Updahl or I at our Hillsborough office, or give us a call at 701-436-5777, or toll free at 1-800-498-5777. This is Rich Gerke of Farmers Union Insurance, and we look forward to doing business with you.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field for the bottom half of the first inning between Hatton-Northwood and Larimore. 3-6 matchup here in the Region 2 baseball tournament. The Pole Bears went down on strikes, 2 strikeouts for Grant Mundall in the top of the first. One man hit and left him on base. That was Bodie Graham being left stranded at second. Now it's time for Hatton-Northwood. They'll face Bodie Graham on the mound. He is their ace. Looking at his numbers this season, Bodie with a 4.71 ERA. He has 30 strikeouts and 16 walks. He is the man to go to for the Polar Bears. His counterpart Mundall already have 2 strikeouts. No hits for the Polar Bears in that first inning of play for them. As I was mentioning, Joseph Stetz, for Larimore, they have not won a Region 2 game since May 7th, 2019, a 7-4 victory versus Mayport CG of all teams, the number 1 seed in this tournament, and that was here at Mayville State. So that was in the Region 2 tournament of 2019, the last time North Dakota postseason baseball was played before everything
got
went
shut
down
due to COVID.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
And it is it's a good sign for Larimore, because if that's their last pickup win was officially in the last tournament, you know, you have you're riding high coming into today's game, and you know you could pull an upset here. It's all about it. It's postseason baseball. All is wiped.
It's all about setting that tempo. Mundal set it for the defense, and now we'll see what things do with him in the leadoff spot on the left side, and he takes ball 1 low. Our American Crystal Sugar starting lineup for Hatton-Northwood leads off Mundal, Carpenter, and Conshock. This one inside gets past the pitcher, gets past the catcher rather, and it's 2-0.
You know, one thing that's caught my eye immediately, just by the defensive placement, the shortstop, Alan Farrell out there, he's a left-handed shortstop. Usually you don't see that. Usually the left-handeds are on the corners, but he's playing up the middle. We'll see if that's going to be effective here today or not.
That is interesting. Good point, Joe. You never do see left-handed infielders in general. Usually their first baseman, Mundal, on a 3-0 takes 3-1. Unlike some certain White Sox batters. 3-1 count now, Mundal. Now from Graham. This one's outside, and it's a leadoff walk for Grant Mundal.
Well, in a spot like that, 3-0, you want to see a strike. It's the opening batter. You want to, have the pitcher work a little bit more. Let your bottom hitters or your meat of the order come up and have some good at-bats and see if they'll see some more strikes. So 3-0 swing there probably would have really hindered the at-bat there.
Here's somebody you want to see as Graham checks Mundal at first base. He throws over to his tall first baseman. That is Bo Salander. And he goes right back at him. 2 straight attempts from Graham. Mundal not having any of it. Exactly the kind of kid you want to have at the plate with a man on. Derek Carpenter in the 2-hole. The freshman can rake. Absolutely. As he awaits the first offering. Mundal takes off for second base. The throw not in time. And standing up is Grant Mundal with a stolen base. The first of the game. Throw coming from Russell McLean not in time. That one taken by Carpenter for ball 1.
And so far, it's not a huge effect so far, but 5 balls to 1 strike so far on the hill for Larimore. There's the 6th ball delivered for pitcher Graham. So it's not something that you don't want to get into early trouble with is, not finding the strike zone. You want to be able to attack and be aggressive, but Graham so far has just not been able to find the zone.
Count now runs 2-0. This one swung on, hit in the air out in the left field. It's popped up, should be playable out and left for Howard. And he drops it, and that will go down as an error. Racing to third is Mundal. And at first base is Derek Carpenter. That is an E7 on the play. Nonetheless, 2 runners on at the corners with nobody out. It brings on Colton Conshock. First error of the day. Carpenter reaches. 2 men on. Carpenter officially 0 for 1. The Thunder are in business, however. As we confer here on the infield, Conshock, the righty, will step in wearing number 2 and playing at first base today. Graham having a tough time with his control. He walked Mundal, and his defense did not help him out. Carpenter races for second. Here's the throw. It goes to Graham. And everyone stays put except for Carpenter. He's at second base. 2 men in scoring position. That first delivery was ball 1 to Conshock.
So not only for Graham right now not able to find the strike zone, but now you got 2 runners in scoring position. And you really, if you can't find the zone, you're going to be peppering it down the middle. So for the Thunder batters, just wait for that one and drive it out somewhere.
Good pitch by Graham. It was a bit on the outside corner and got Conshock to go after it. Not a strong swing. It's 1-1 on the senior. He pops this up in the infield. Can be taken by Graham right on the hill, and his glove finds it for out number 1. Big play, big pitch, and big grab by Bodie Graham to get Colton Conshock, of all batters, to pop out. Conshock coming into this game, one of the leading hitters for the Thunder. He was batting .370. Coming into this game, Derek Carpenter is batting .393. Nonetheless, that brings on Austin Rigg. The big third baseman takes the first pitch swinging right side and foul out of play. 2 men on, scoring position. Mundell at third, Carpenter at second. Rigg down 0-1. Hatton-Northwood defeated Larimore 12-2 on Tuesday, May 4th, early this season. A run rule. This one outside. Now 1-1 evened up. McLean had to get off his haunches for that one. Now the 1-1 from Graham to Rigg. Off to the right side, and that will get into the bullpen. Just barely falling shy of the fence. Sounder couldn't race over in time, and it's a 1-2 count against Austin Rigg. Rigg this season, he's been raking 418 RBIs, 2 home runs as well for the big fella at third base. He has a 1-2 count on him, however. Graham, no strikeouts so far. He just got Colton Conshock to pop out. 1-2 from Graham. That's a wild pitch. Gets behind the catcher, and Mundell scores off the wild pitch. It's 1-0 Hatton-Northwood to kick off the Region 2 tournament. Carpenter to third base. Mundell, the first run of the game, is in. Carpenter at third off the wild pitch from Bodie Graham. Bodie Graham has hit a batter. So now we have 1 run on the board after the error out in left field. However, the run scored right there after the 3-2 count now to Rigg, that was an earned run with Mundell getting on.
With the early walk.
With the early walk, thank you. 3-2 is dribbled right back to Graham. He checks the runner at third, and he fires in time to Sounder for the second out. Rigg not happy with himself. He bashes the helmet on his right knee, grounding out of a man in scoring position. Brings on Fabian Carlillo. That play goes 1-3 for Rigg. Carpenter at third. There's been a walk in this inning, a run scored, an error against Larimore, first of the game, and a wild pitch. Now Carlo, who is at second base, takes the first pitch just high for 1-0.
And so far for Graham, 11 balls, 7 strikes, 18 pitches so far in this first inning, and so far been able to manage with only giving up the 1.
Carlo, who's batting .267, waves at that one, no contact. 1-1. Hatton-Northwood to 3 seed. As the 1-1 to Carlo swung on and missed. That was some high cheese. It's 1-2 quickly.
And Graham really aggressive in this at bat, or maybe it's Carrillo being aggressive and getting himself down into a pitcher's count here. 1-2.
1-2 to Carrillo with a man in scoring position. That's Carpenter. That's high, evens it up.
But it's a very good pitch for Graham. You know, if the batter is aggressive, and you've seen that you could change the eye level and go high, might as well throw it just a bit higher, see if he gets the strikeout down the inning.
This one popped up on the infield. Should be playable at third for Kuvo, and he lets it past his grasp. It drops in fair territory, not even in the outfield. Carpenter scores. That is an error on the third baseman, Kuvo, and it's 2-0 Hatton-Northwood. Carpenter scores. Carrillo is at first base off the E5. 2 errors in this inning by Larimore. That was an unearned run, and good gracious almighty. Mike Steinbrink thinking of his head right there. He takes it off the noggin. Hit by pitch. That is the first by Bodie Graham in this game. And now, just like that, there's 2 men on. It brings on number 3, Teddy Petrick, the center fielder.
And this will be the 7th batter for the Thunder of the inning. And, of course, scoring 2 runs, having 2 runners on. And to the pitch count so far, 23 total pitches in the first inning for Graham for the Polar Bears.
That was a 1-pitch hit by pitch for Steinbrink. That one in the zone looking against Petrick, 0-1. Petrick this season comes in batting .279, has a man in scoring position. We have a time by the ump. Don't believe I know what the official reasoning was. Nonetheless, 0-1. The delivery, and now we have another call. A balk. We have a balk on Bodie Graham, and both runners advance to second and third. Steinbrink at second, and Carrillo at third base, clapping his hands, hoping to get batted in by his teammate, Petrick. An 0-1, Graham to Petrick. This one outside gets away from McLean, corrals it in time, 1-1. 2 outs, 2 runs scored for Hatton-Northwood in this game so far. No hits, believe it or not.
But 2 polar bear errors.
This one in the dirt, picked up nicely by McLean. It's 2-1 in favor of Petrick. 2 men in scoring position for the Thunder, but 2-1 from Bodie Graham. Kicks and fires, hit in the air on the right side, and foul play. Sounder got it. No, McLean will grab it, and it falls past his glove, and everyone stays put. 2-2.
Everyone stays put, of course, because the ball was in foul territory, so no one could advance. Only way that someone could advance is if a player were to touch the baseball, or, the air drop catch.
Similar to how Kuvo out in third base let it fall past his glove in fair territory along the third base line. 2-2 now to Petrick. From Graham is hit foul to the right side. Watch out for your truck, Joseph Stetz. It's still 2-2. We'll do it again. With 2 men on in scoring position, Petrick has 8 RBIs this season. He can tack on 2 more with 1 swing. With 2-2 from Graham now. Kicks and fires. This one's outside. Gets away from McLean. And Carrillo does not go home. Steinbrink was racing towards third. It's full now. Looks like Coach Dennis Carpenter held up Fabian Carrillo. Or maybe he just didn't get a good jump on it. Now it's 3-2, a full count for Petrick. Graham with the full count and the payoff pitch. And he steps off the mound.
This is the 3rd full count of the game so far for Graham in the first inning.
Graham did have some control problems early on. They've come back. The payoff pitch is rung up for strike 3 called. Petrick goes down looking, but the Hatton-Northwood Thunder score 2 runs off 2 errors and 1 walk. At the end of 1 inning, Hatton-Northwood 2, Larimore nothing. Going to the top of the 2nd here in Region 2 baseball. The tournament in the postseason has begun. We go to the 2nd now on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at the Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about the Hope Page Public Schools and stay up to date with school and athletic calendars, teacher pages, and news by visiting hope-page.k12.nd.us. We are Spartans. We are learners, leaders, achievers, and believers. We will change the world.
2 up for Larimore here in the top of the 2nd inning on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. Russell McLean, Zane Ness, and Antonio Cuvo. McLean the catcher, Ness the designated hitter, and Cuvo a third baseman. It's 2-0 Hatton-Northwood over Larimore on your Tim Cassette seed sale scoreboard. In the Region 2 baseball tournament here at Scott Berry Field, Derek Zimmerman-Geyer, Joseph Stetz, here with you today, all day, as well as Brady Siebels. He'll be on the call in game number 2 of our slate this afternoon. It's still in the morning. That will be 4 seed Hillsborough Central Valley and number 5 seed Finley Shenhope Page. Right now we have a number 3 seed Thunder and the number 6 seeded Larimore Pole Bears. Leading off once again for the Pole Bears is number 10 Russell McLean. He bats from the right side wearing number 10. Playing behind the plate today, Mundahl back on the mound. He has 2 strikeouts to his credit. Ready to tip off the top of the second. This one's low for ball 1. McLean takes that first one, barely grasping the dirt. The second offering is swung on and missed, evened up. McLean batting 162 this season, leading things off. The 1-0-1 fouled hard to the right side, hits the bullpen fence, and it's 1-2 on McLean. Grant Mundahl looking for his 3rd strikeout of the day, and it's not even 11 a.m. 1-2 from Mundahl. Right back up the middle, a soft liner falls down for the first hit of the ball game, courtesy of Russell McLean.
Now up to the plate, number 15, Zane Ness.
Brings on Zane Ness, the designated hitter. McLean, now first batter to hit the 1-for-1 mark in this game. That is his 7th hit of the season. As a modest lead at first, Mundahl checks him not in time before he turns his attention
So far,
to
the
Ness.
pitchers have been throwing over and really trying to control the running game so far into this early of this part of the game.
First offering to Ness, taken right at the knees, 0-1. Joe, you say that. It is early in the morning, so maybe just trying to warm things up, warm the arm up, just keep aware of their surroundings.
That could be a part of that, or it could be just see if you can catch the opposing team on the bases sleeping a little bit.
Keep them sleeping because it is the morning. That one's outside, 1-1. Catch them napping, as I'm sure most of the players napping on the bus here early on this Saturday postseason day. 1-1, the runner takes off. Throw from Bodine, hits the dirt, not in time. Stolen base in cleanly for Russell McLean. This is the first stolen base for Larimore. Hatton-Northwood had one in the bottom of the first. There's a man in scoring position, a 1-2 count now for the Pole Bears, with Ness anxious to swing. Mundahl, the 1-2. This one dribbled right back to Mundahl, and he will fire into Conchock in time. Runner stays put at second. There's one down. That one took a weird hop and actually back rolled, had some backspin to it. Mundahl got to it in time. That one goes 1-3. Brings on Antonio Cuvo, batting from the right side. Number 23, he's playing third base today. Cuvo batting 133, has 1 RBI this season. There's another out there if he wants it. That one hits the outside corner, 0-1.
And you know what? The one play about that, the pitcher Mundahl come off the mound and checked the runner, made sure to stay at second base. Usually in that play, you're just worried about the run. If he advances, so what? But as a hit by pitch from Mundahl hits the polar bear batter there. But, getting to it, just the way to, control the running game in another way by hooking him back and keeping him at second base instead of letting him advance to third.
Cuvo takes that one low off the body, and that's the second hit batter from, the first hit batter from Grant Mundahl. This one brings on Daniel Howard with 2 men on and 1 out. The kick and the throw in the dirt. 1-0 against Howard. He's playing in left field. There actually was a hit by pitch from Mundahl. That's his second now. He hit Bodie Graham. As this one, it gets past Bodine, advancing to third base and second. Both runners go, and 2 men on in scoring position and 1 out. So the leadoff hitter, McLean, is at third, and Cuvo, is at second. A 2-0 count in favor of Daniel Howard. Howard awaits the offering from Lundahl. And he fires at third and gets past Rigg. That one hits the fence. And luckily, the fence is there, but racing off to third and now to home anyway. Scoring is McLean. It's 2-1. Larimore chips right back into it. That ball died right off the fence. Off the throw from Lundahl to Rigg. And Larimore makes Hatton-Northwood pay for it. Second base runner. Kuvo stays put. McLean scores the first run of the game for Larimore. 2-1. Man at second. And a 2-0 count on Daniel Howard. Howard awaits. Third pitch from Lundahl. That one's inside and high. 3-0.
And again, if you're Mundahl, in a situation, you fall behind 2-0, but the runner at third base usually doesn't advance on anything other than a mistake or a hit, hit in play. So to be worried about him sitting at third base to try and pick off, either he had to have a very big lead or you were just trying to throw it over and, again, keep him sleeping. But in that way, it just costed you a run.
That is a 4-pitch walk against Grant Mundahl. That's his first walk of the day. It brings on the 9-0 hitter, Eric Hoffman, playing out in right field. 2 men on, 1 out for Larimore. Man in scoring position for Hoffman. Takes a rip at that one, no contact, 0-1. Hoffman this season batting 0-0-0. No hits so far for the tall righty hitter. Gets back in it, down 0-1. Hoffman is a sophomore. Still time to grow, still room to grow. 2 men on. Mundahl, bunt offering from Hoffman. He does not offer entirely. It's called for strike. It's 0-2 on Hoffman. Mundahl can punch out his third batter of the game. This next pitch, the 0-2. This one on the outside corner, called for strike 3. Hoffman goes down looking. 2 down here in the top of the second.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 24, Alan Farrell.
Brings on the leadoff hitter, Alan Farrell. He struck out swinging in the top of the first. He has 2 men on. 2 out, possibly the Polar Bears' last chance in the second. First pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
And if you're Mundahl, heating up 5 straight strikes since that 4-pitch walk.
Farrell struck out on a full count against Mundahl in that first inning. Here's the second pitch. That one swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 against Farrell. 1 hit and 1 run for Larimore in this inning, as well as a hit by pitch and a walk. 0-2 from Mundahl. This one's cranked to right field. It might drop. Racing out is in for Tweet, and it falls into his glove for the 3rd out. But in the inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 run for Larimore. They trail Hatton-Northwood 2-1 under Tim Cazette's seat sale scoreboard. We head to the bottom of the second inning with Hatton-Northwood yet to come here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field here at Mayville State University in the Region 2 baseball tournament. The number 3 and 6 seed facing off to open up the day here on YourLiveEvent.com. It's 2-1 Hatton-Northwood, the 3 seed, over Larimore on your Tim Cazette seat sale scoreboard. Larimore put up 1 run off 1 hit, 1 walk, and also a hit batter there in the top of the second. Bodie Graham back on the mound for potentially a second inning of work for his Polar Bears. He has struck out 1, he has walked 1, and he has hit 2. 1 earned run and 1 unearned. Leading off for Hatton-Northwood to start things off, the first 3 hitters, Carson Bodine will lead things off. Hunter Tweet, who just made the put out in right field to end the top of the second, bats second. And Grant Mondal back to the top of the order has the honors of being in the hole. For Hatton-Northwood coming into this game, they are 4-6 in the last 10 after starting the season 4-0. After starting 4-0, the Thunder lost 3 straight, but have managed to finish over 500 at 8-7 right now. They finished 5-5 in Region 2. They were 3-0 on neutral site games. The first one from Graham to Bodine swung on for strike one. Bodine comes into this game as we get our numbers set. This one on the inside corner, called for strike two. Quickly down against Graham. The third pitch coming in, that one in. Bodine scoots out of the way, 1-2. Bodine batting 93, 0-93 this season. He has a 1-2, not in his favor. He cranks it out over the shortstop and gets past Farrell, who flails his glove but not in time. And a leadoff single for Carson Bodine to start things off here in the bottom of the second.
Up at the plate, the right fielder, number 12, Hunter Tweet.
Springs on Hunter Tweet. First hit of the ball game for Hatton-Northwood. Yet they're up 2-1. That one goes out in left field for Bodine. Tweet bats from the left side. Quick move from Graham, and he might have got him, and he did! Oh! Picked him off. Caught him napping, Joseph Stets on the bus. Carson Bodine picked off at first base, one down. Snap reflexes from Bodie Graham. This one, first offering to Tweet. He fouls it off to the left side. Looking to go oppo there, a little too oppo. And it's 0-1. Hunter Tweet playing in right field today, wearing number 12. Tweet this season, if we get our numbers straight here, the 0-1 and the kick from Graham up high, 1-1. Tweet batting 100 on the season in the 9-hole. The 1-1 from Graham fires away. That one almost hit Tweet. He scooted out of the way of that one. And it's 2-1. Hatton-Northwood 3-2 in the Region 2 tourney last season. They lost to Hillsborough Central Valley to end their season 7-1. That was back in 2019. May 23rd, that was also here at Mayville State University. 2-1 now to Tweet from Graham. He fouls that back right at the screen. Joe flinches, not really, and it's 2-2. Carson Bodine's led off the inning here in the bottom half of the frame with a single to left field and was picked off at first by Graham. This one's fouled off to the left side out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Region 2 baseball tournament. First game of the day. The honor of starting at 10:30 a.m. You gotta love it. Graham, the 2-2 now. This one's outside. Breaking ball that didn't find its way inside. And it's 3-2. And a 3-2 pitch, payoff, swung on and missed by Tweet. Bodie Graham finds his second K of the day. And there's two down here in the second. Mundell now, the leadoff batter, batting third in this inning. He walked in his first plate appearance and scored coming around. He awaits the first offering from Graham, who kicks and delivers. That curved ball found the outside corner, 0-1. That's a nice movement on it from Graham. The 0-1. Another curveball, and same spot, same result. Quickly 0-2 on Mundell. Mundell, a senior, against his fellow senior. This one's a bit outside. Hits the backstop, 1-2.
No, if you're Graham, you found the that little spot where the umpire is calling the strikes. You just keep pounding it there. That time, I think he tried to throw another curveball, and it just did not. He just lost a little grip of it.
If your stuff is working, it's working. That one's worked out the left and out of play right behind the fans. No one racing towards that, very uncharacteristically from the crowd at baseball games, but it is 45 degrees out, so no one's racing. I mean, honestly, maybe you want to get moving, warm yourself up. I digress. It's 1-2, Graham to Mundell. This one's weakly foul back. We'll do it again.
Looked like another curveball there.
Yeah, Mundell's swing, he looked to contort his body a little bit to adjust to the pitch, and just not a strong, solid swing. Conshock graciously retrieves the foul ball. We'll do it again at 1-2 from Graham. This one, awkward swing again, right back to Graham. He fires in time the first to Sounder. And 3 up, 3 down technically. Here in the bottom of the second inning, 1 hit and no walks, no errors for Larimore. We head to the top of the third. The Pole Bears trail Hatton-Northwood 2-1 on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
Years, Findlay Farmers Grain and Elevator, a full-service cooperative, has been growing and adapting with the ever-changing agriculture industry. These strong roots in eastern North Dakota include a dedicated staff of 42 full-time employees. Findlay Farmers Grain and Elevator offers a variety of services, including agronomy, sales and service, custom application, grain drying and handling, bulk fuel and oil, tire repair, and light mechanic work. Findlay Farmers Grain and Elevator is a buyer of corn, soybeans, wheat, and sunflowers. Learn more by visiting FindlayFarmersElevator.com.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank, and I would like to know your story. Our lives and our businesses are comprised of events. We have all had our failures and successes, and these events define our character. If your character includes values like trustworthy, respectful, honest, and responsible, then your story matches well with ours, and we would consider it a privilege to be your financial partner. At the Goose River Bank, we believe that a strong bank builds strong communities. The Goose River Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field, and welcome you to the top of the third. Larimore here in this inning. We will see Bodie Graham, Bo Sounder, and Avery Gratton for the Pole Bears. Graham in his last plate appearance was hit by a pitch.
The pitcher, number 3, Bodie.
Pitcher versus pitcher. Mundell back on the mound for his third inning. He has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 batter hit. He winds and delivers the first offering right down the middle for strike 1 against Graham. Here in the top of the third, the Pole Bears only down 2-1 on your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard. That's fouled off to the right side. 0-2 quickly. Coming to this game, Larimore scores 3 runs per game and gives up 10. They scored 4 and gave up 9 in 2019. This the curveball got inside and jammed up Graham. Tough play from Rigg. Throws on one leg and not in time. Infield single. Bodie Graham beats out the throw for a leadoff base knock.
Now batting the first baseman, number 25, Bo Sounder.
That one goes down the third base line weakly to Rigg. It's a leadoff single for Graham. He's officially 1 for 1. Bo Sounder now, who grounded out to the shortstop in the first, has a chance to advance the runner and get this thing going for his Polar Bears. Only 12 extra base hits for Polar Bears this season. 10 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run. That might speak to why they score 3 runs per game, but everything can peak in the region tournament. Got to find that stride as that one finds inside for ball 1 against Sounder. Modest lead and taking off. Graham goes. Bodine with the throw to Carrillo and not in time. Stolen base number 2 for Larimore. And at second base now is Bodie Graham in scoring position. The Pole Bears letting it fly on the base paths. 1-1 count now on Sounder. Sounder grounded out to Carpenter, as I mentioned in the first. That eliminates the double play. Graham at second, Mundell to 1-1. Outside and high, 2-1. The only run of the game for Larimore belongs to Russell McLean. A 2-1 from Mundall. Outside again, it runs 3-1. Seems after the stolen base, Mundall might have lost some of his composure with a man in scoring position. Now Sounder awaits the 3-1 pitch. This one's inside, and it's a 5-pitch walk for both Sounder. 2 men on, nobody out for Larimore here in the top of the third.
The center fielder,
Brings on
number 7,
Avery Gratton.
Avery Gratton.
Gratton, an 8th grader playing in center field. He struck out swinging in the first. 3 8th graders for Larimore in this lineup, in this batting order. 2/3 of Larimore's outfield are 8th graders. Nonetheless, this young man has 2 men on and 1 in scoring position, nobody out. He offers bunt. Conshock charges in. That one's taken for some sweet chin music almost. 1-0. Have a senior throw inside and high at an 8th grader like that, I'm sure that must be very intimidating, maybe a little life-altering. This one again, over the helmet now of Gratton. Gratton, 2 straight pitches near his dome. Don't need another incident like Kevin Pillar for the New York Mets. It's 2-0 against Gratton. Mundall, that composure might have been shooken up. This one inside once again. Gratton was thinking about bunt, pulled back for good reason. It's 3-0 and 3 straight chin music pitches from Grant Mundall. He's in danger of walking back-to-back batters.
You can see the difference in a pitching style that Mundall has when runners get on base. It's different pitching.
That one, the prettiest pitch of this at-bat, is right down the pipe, 3-1. Gratton taking all the way right there, the way this plate appearance has gone. 2 men on, nobody out. Here in the top of the third. This one bunted right back to Mundall. He fires over to Rigg. Rigg goes sky high, and he gets the play at third. And no, under the tag and safe. And the bases are loaded for Larimore. Everybody's safe. Nobody's out. The throw was high from Mundall. He did not set his feet or take his time. Rigg had to go up for it. We have an infield meeting of the minds for Hatton-Northwood. We'll take a break and come back when they're done. It's 2-1. Bases are juice for Larimore on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Still meeting on the infield. Dennis Carpenter leaves Grant Mundall on the mound. Bases are locked and loaded for Larimore. It brings on number 10, Russell McLean, who has a base hit to his name and a run scored, with Bodie Graham 90 feet away from tying this game, and Bo Sounder at second base, the potential go-ahead run. Mundall, first offering is popped up, foul ground, and it will get out of play. No play is made by the crowd once again. No effort being shown from either the Larimore crowd or the Hatton-Northwood crowd. I get it's 45 degrees, but we would love some effort. 0-1, a long 0-1 on McLean. With the bases loaded, Mundall fires away. Popped up on the infield and now out of play in foul territory, and a diving attempt from Bodine does not get there in time. It's 0-2. Quickly on McLean. 2 men in scoring position, bases loaded. After the fielder's choice, Avery Gratton with the bunt and the error from Mundall, a second, the first of the day for Hatton-Northwood. 0-2, curveball went too low, and it's 1-2. McLean this season with the bases loaded, not with the bases loaded, but this season, McLean, number 10, as the 1-2 coming in. He has 4 RBIs. He gets out of the way of that one, ducks down, 2-2. Going now. Awaits the even count.
Munda also has 52 pitches, 30 strikes, 22 balls. It's his name today.
This one just low and gets out of the mitt of Carson Bodine. Runs it full. Nobody out. Bases loaded. McLean now with a full count and a payoff pitch. The base is loaded from Mundal. This one grounded to Rigg off a hop. He plays it to Bodine in time and out-recorded. That one goes 5-2 for the putout and the assist. Heads-up play by Austin Rigg to record the first out of the inning and get the leadoff runner.
15, Zane Ness.
Brings on Zane Ness, the designated hitter. Going now 1 for 2. The bases are still loaded. However, Mundal to Ness, fouled off to the net, to the booth, 0-1. Ness, with the bases loaded, has a chance to blow this game open against Mundal. He awaits the 0-1 count. This one swung on and missed. Not a lot of velocity on that pitch or that swing off-speed pitch from Mundal. It's 0-2. Ness batting 185 this season, has no RBIs so far as well. The 0-2 to Ness. Inside corner, caught him looking, and there's 2 down for Mundal here in the top of the third. He might get out of this, Joseph.
He might get out unscathed with no runs.
Number 23, Antonio Cuvo.
This brings on Cuvo. Antonio was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. As Ness goes down looking on strikes. That is Mundal's 4th of the day. The base is still loaded. His first offering just gets at the knees for strike 1.
And see, that's when Mundal's at his best, is when he just steps up and looks at the catcher sign and throws. He's not worried about the base runners.
And his pace is good right now as he kicks and delivers. Swung on and missed, and quickly again, 0-2. He had Ness down 0-2 early on and finished him off. Can you do the same to Cuvo with the bases loaded to preserve a 2-1 lead of 2 outs? 0-2 to Cuvo. Gets away from Bodine, doesn't go too far, and we have a 1-2 count.
And again, right now, Mundal's fastballs have been working. Do not go away from it. Don't go off speed. Just keep peppering it in there.
Cuvo of 1 RBI and only 1 extra base knock with a 1-2 count from Mundal. Grounded to Carpenter, played on a hop, underhand to Carrillo, and the Thunder get out unscathed out of a bases-loaded jam and preserve the 2-1 lead over Larimore. Larimore strands 3 runners. They now have 4 overall in the game, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with Hatton-Northwood still leading 2-1 on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
To start saving for your future, Dakota Heritage Bank offers the Grow With Us program for kids. It's a young savers club with various incentives, including newsletters, a higher savings rate, bonuses, and more. Contact Dakota Heritage Bank to find out more about the Grow With Us program. Dakota Heritage Bank has 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The aisles at Mix Grocery and Hope are filled with products you know and love. That's why Mix Grocery is your one-stop shop for all of your shopping needs. Mix has a deli, bakery, produce, and fresh meat. Whether you're looking for quick and easy meals or trying a new recipe, you'll find what you need at a great value. Open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mix Grocery in Hope, North Dakota. 701-945-2691.
Welcome to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Scott Berry Field. A 2-1 lead right now for Hatton-Northwood over Larimore under Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. Really leading off for the Thunder is Derek Carpenter, who reached on an error out in left field in his first at-bat in the 1st inning. Leads things off for his Thunder. As it's a 2-1 game right now, Bodie Graham back out for the third inning. He kicks and fires, and that one hits the outside corner. No, just outside, and it's 1-0. Our in-game update as Graham fires up high 2-0. If we look ahead to today's later games in the Region 2 tournament, we have Hillsborough Central Valley versus Finley Cherno Page in game number 2. Graham the 2-0 to Carpenter. This one's fouled and hard and off the fence for a 2-1 count to the left side. Game number 3 sees Thompson, the number 2 seed, face the winner of this game right here, the 2-1 to Carpenter. This one gets away from McLean, 3-1. Game number 4, Mayport CG, the number 1 seed. The Patriots will face the winner of game at number 2 between the Spartans and the Burros. 3-1 from Graham. Outside, he walked him, a leadoff walk for the freshman Derek Carpenter. That is Graham's second of the day.
The first baseman, number 2, Colton Conshock.
Brings on Colton Conshock. And his last time at the plate, Conshock with runners in scoring position popped out to the pitcher. Very uncharacteristic of Colton, one of the premier hitters. Graham, the quick move, the first, not in time. Carpenter back to first. This in-game update for our games later today, brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. For auto, home, farm, and business, visit with Ryan Updahl and Rich Gerke at Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsborough. That one fouled off, 0-1 on Conshock. Throw over once again from Graham, the sounder. Not in time for Carpenter. Conshock digs in from the right side. His team up 2-1 in the Region 2 tournament. Carpenter takes off for second base, gets away from McLean, and it's a stolen base for Hatton-Northwood, their second of the game. Carpenter, who leads things off with a walk, is now in scoring position early for Conshock. 1-1 count from Graham. Stare down and a wild pitch outside gets away from McLean. Carpenter and 2 pitches goes from first to third. 2-1 count now on Conshock. The composure from Graham once again slipping. 2 walked and 2 hit batters in this game. His team in it after losing 12-2 on May 4th against this Hatton-Northwood team. This one gets away from McLean once again, and it runs 3-1.
And it's the storyline is when these like Graham and Mundell get the runners on base, they just they lose it a little bit. They worry about the runner too much instead of worrying about who's up at the plate and trying to throw strikes and keep the game moving for them. They just allow the runners to keep them in the back of their mind.
5-pitch walk for Conshock. It is the third of a day for Graham in the second of this inning. 2 men on at the corners, nobody out. Austin Rigg up to bat. Carpenter at third, Conshock at first base. Graham eyes the baseball, eyes Conshock, steps on the rubber, ready to face Rigg, who, as Graham checks Conshock. Rigg is 0-1 so far today. He grounded it back to the pitcher, and Graham, a double move. He goes to Carpenter, his third baseman, not expecting to throw. Kuvo was not there. He snaps back to first, and now Conshock races to second, and he's in defensive indifference. 2 men on in scoring position for Hatton-Northwood, taking advantage of the base path.
Well, in a situation like that, first and third, you know the guy at first base is going to take off. It's just what sign do you get? Do you throw down? Do you try and cut off with the shortstop? Do you throw it to third? Or do you just hold the ball?
Swing and a miss from Rigg. Now it's 1-1 evened up. One big swing from the big third baseman can blow this game open. 2 men on in scoring position. 1-1 from Graham. This one out to short. Going to be played by Farrell. Lefty throws over in time to Sounder. That's an RBI ground out for Rigg. As Carpenter scores, it's 3-1 Hatton-Northwood. It's not exactly what you expect to see from Hatton-Northwood, a team that's hit 5 home runs this season, but playing small ball has them up 2 runs so far in this game.
And when we talked about earlier with the left-handed shortstop, in a way, with the fielded ground ball, his momentum is going to take him to first base. There's no way if he wanted to look over and throw it home, it would have to turn his whole body to try and throw it. So in that situation, I know it's a very minor one, but it's you trade it out for a run.
Still in this game, it's 3-1 on your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard. Fabian Carrillo just fouled off the first pitch. He's down 0-1. Has a man at second. That's Conshock. Graham eyes Conshock, now fires away. That had some bite to it. A curve, grounded to third, thrown to Sounder in time, pulls him off the bag. He's safe. Carrillo advances off the E5. Conshock to third base. Men at the corners, 1 out for Hatton-Northwood. It brings on Mike Steinbrink. Carrillo now off the E5 from Kuvo. The third error of the day for Larimore, putting the Pole Bears in danger of going down 0-1 in this Region 2 tournament to start things off. Steinbrink, his first pitch, grounds it right off the plate almost. Picked up by McLean, throws a sounder. That throws awry. Coming home to score is Conshock. Carrillo on his high horse. He goes play at the plate. No, cut off by McLean. And advancing to third after all of that is Steinbrink. It's 4-1, Thunder on top, and business is booming. 5-1, 2 runners score.
The center fielder number 3, Teddy Petrick.
Petrick now, after a wild sequence of events, off the wild throw from McLean. 5-1 now, and that one's inside, gets away from McLean. Steinbrink stays at third. Carrillo scored. Rigg scored. Steinbrink off of the E2. The fourth by Larimore. That's swung on and missed by Petrick, who struck out looking in his first at-bat in the first. And it's 1-1.
And so far for Graham today, he has 65 pitches here in the third with 33 strikes to 32 balls in today. So he's it's a 50-50 coin flip if he's going to throw a ball or strike here today.
2-1. That 50-50, now that you mention it, in his first at-bat, Petrick on a 3-2 count struck out looking. So when he took that pitch, it was either 50-50 for him. He takes that pitch right there, and it's 2-2.
Well, and just like in this plate appearance, ball, strike, ball, strike.
Inconsistent is Graham right now. Steinbrink at third. That one, that was consistent. That was filthy. Rung him up on a curveball that broke inside. Was going inside and broke in the middle of a plate, and it froze up Petrick for out number 2. He has 2 looking Ks today.
That's what you call a front door curveball.
Front door curveball, third strikeout of the day for Graham. And now a first pitch fly out from Carson Bodine out to left field, picked up by Howard, retires this side for Hatton-Northwood. They score 2 runs off the error from McLean, and we head to the top of the fourth. The Thunder on top of the Pole Bears at 5-1 on your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard.
Findlay Sharon Public School is to educate today's learners for tomorrow's world. The mission of the students and staff is to have the power, pride, opportunity, wisdom, effort, and relationships to be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Through this effort, students at the Findlay Sharon Public School will become well-rounded, confident, and responsible individuals who aspire to achieve their full potential. To learn more, visit FindlaySharonSchool.com. And go Spartans!
You may know that Big Tex Trailers already offers you industry-leading features like mega ramps, HD suspension, and the all-new hydraulic dovetail. Every time you hook on, know that your big tex is up for the job. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro to find out what owning a big tex can do for you. Shop the full line of Big Tex products from ATV trailers to goosenecks to dump trailers and more. Visit your Big Tex dealer, Bloomfield Enterprises, Hillsboro. Contact him at 701-430-0877.
5-1 ball game in favor of Hatton-Northwood. On your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard, Larimore down by 4 runs, yet the Thunder have only found themselves with 1 hit in this ball game. However, in the last inning, 3 runs scored off of 1 walk and 2 errors by the Polar Bears. Errors getting in the way of a possible state berth for this Larimore squad. Speaking of state berths, looking at our 4th inning feature, Larimore, 1 state appearance in existence. That's back in 1957, looking back at the clock in the history books. Looking at the first 3 batters for Larimore in this top of the 4th is Daniel Howard to lead things off. He takes inside for ball 1 off the first pitch. Behind him is Eric Hoffman at the 9-hole. We get back to Alan Farrell at the top of the lineup. Mundall back in it in the 4th inning. This one hit out in the center field. Carrillo has a beat on it, and he takes it for the first out. Carrillo called off his center fielder, Petrick. It was in his territory out in shallow right field. So he wardens his second base position. The first out, it brings down Hoffman. Hoffman struck out looking in the second. That first pitch for strike 1.
It was inside, but it clipped the bat for a foul ball.
0-1 from Mundall. That one is high, 1-1. Evened up now in this Region 2 game in the count. That one almost snapped off the helmet of Hoffman. We've seen that earlier this game. It's 2-1. Mundall fires, and a big rip, no contact for Hoffman. It's evened up. Hoffman, the strikeout already. Mundall has 4 in this game. Looking for his 5th. Right there, there it is. His 5th strikeout of the day. And 2 down quickly here in the top of the 4th inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 24.
Second strikeout for Hoffman. He's 0 for 2. Alan Farrell back at it on the left side of the batter's box. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the first swinging, and he flew out to right in the second. Big rip, no contact for an 0-1 count. Waved at that one. Mundall looking for a second wave. That one, chin music, 1-1.
And with that is Grant Mundall's 70th pitch, and he has 42 strikes to 28 balls. So he's been very consistent, but of course with base runners on, he does draw a little inconsistency.
That one just a bit high, 2-1 on Farrell. Farrell, one of our players to watch in this game. He takes that one out to center field. It might find the gap, and Petrick tracks it down, getting a beat on it early for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Larimore. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hatton-Northwood up 5-1 on your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard.
To love about Hillsboro, North Dakota. Top-notch school district with fantastic facilities and growing enrollment. Great healthcare and friendly people. Nestled between 2 of North Dakota's largest cities, Hillsboro embodies a small-town atmosphere that is sure to make you feel right at home. The HEDC and City of Hillsboro invites you to pay a visit and experience Hillsboro. Visit hillsboro-nd.com to learn more about Hillsboro, a small town with big opportunity.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
5-1, bottom of the 4th inning now. we have it with Hatton-Northwood ready to lead things off for the Thunder. The 9-hole hitter Hunter Tweet, who struck out in the second. As I was mentioning in the top of the fourth, our player to watch for Larimore is Hunter Farrell, who flew out to center field to conclude that half of the frame. Farrell leads the team in slugging, OPS, doubles, and home runs, doing it all for the Pole Bears. Farrell came into the game slugging .457, an OPS of .827, with 1 home run and 4 doubles to his name. Now it is, like I said, Hunter Tweet, the right fielder for the Thunder, to lead things off. Tweet, like I said, struck out in the second. One of Graham's 3 strikeouts today. His first offering is cracked right back to Graham, and he has that. Yes, sir, you do. Out number 1, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fourth. And Graham says, yeah, let's hear it. Waves his hands at both fans. Perfect placement on the glove. It brings on Grant Mundell, the leadoff hitter. That's what you want if you're Graham, to calm your composure. Short at bats. Line right back to him, and now he faces his pitcher counterpart, Grant Mundell. Mundell fouls it off from the inside, and it's out of play on the left side.
So far, the Thunder came out. I'm sorry, Derek.
You're good,
I
you're good.
stepped in your line there, but the Thunder come out swinging first 2 pitches of the inning, trying to be very aggressive.
Only 1 hit for Hatton-Northwood, so they want to earn their runs. This one bounces off the plate, 1-0-1. Our 4th inning feature for Hatton-Northwood, their last state appearance, 2012. Their other one as a whole co-op between Hatton and Northwood was in 2009. 7 titles individually as Hatton in 1969, 1970, 1971, 1977, 79, 82, and 88. I would say Hatton owned the disco age of the 20th century. This one from Mundell, dribbled out to second, and not in time to Sounder. Beat it out off the throw from Solsing, who's playing at second today. And a infield single for Grant Mundell with 1 out. Mundell now 1 for 2. A second hit of the ball game for the Thunder. This brings on Derek Carpenter. Carpenter's 0 for 1. Reached on an error out in left field, and he walked in his last plate appearance. He has scored 2 runs for the Thunder this game. Check from Graham to Mundell, not in time. That was a slow roller to Solsing, Bull Solsing. Mundell off and racing. That one's cracked and foul off to the left side, and we'll do it again and send back Mundell to first. 0-1 on Carpenter. As I was saying, this Hatton-Northwood squad in the early 2010s, as the turn of a decade began, a premier state team. Mundell once again goes off, throw gets away from McLean, and it's a stolen base for Grant Mundell, the 3rd of the day for Hatton-Northwood. Man in scoring position, only 1 down here in the 4th inning. 1-1 count on Carpenter. Man in scoring position for the freshman. The kid can rake when the time calls. Let's see if it calls right here. Not on that pitch, 2-1. As I was saying earlier, Carpenter, 13 RBIs. He scored 18 runs. Now make it 20 in this game combined. He has a home run as a freshman. And a 2-1 count now from Graham. That one's inside. A little boot and a scoot backwards from Carpenter. It's 3-1. On deck is Conshock. Waits to see what his freshman teammate does right here. Pitch hits the outside corner just barely to run it full, 3-2. Mundell after the stolen base at second. A payoff pitch coming from Bodie Graham to Derek Carpenter is fouled hard off to the left side into the creek. We'll do it again.
That's 2 pitches in this at bat that have both hit the inner half, and he's turned on it, just pulled it foul.
Now Carpenter looking possibly for a pull shot right here. There's a gap. There's an area open out in the left field line. Here's the payoff pitch from Graham, and he plunks him right on the number 1 spot. And 2 men on, 1 out. Bodie Graham's 3rd hit batter of the game.
Carpenter loves it inside, but not that far inside. He'll get the base, but he's going to have to, baseball rule, you don't rub it, but, you don't like getting hit or plunked.
He looks like a true ball player, even as a freshman. Didn't rub it, took it. He'll take what he can. Now 2 men on, Conshock. Carpenter in his last 2 plate appearances, a walk, and now a hit by pitch. Mundell at second, Carpenter at first in a 5-1 ball game in favor of Hatton-Northwood. Region 2 tournament leadoff game. Conshock, his first pitch, up in the air, center field. Playable for Grattan. Doesn't have to move yet but a couple feet. He'll fire to third. Mundell off and not in time to Kuvo. And it's a sac fly to pull over Mundell to third base.
The third baseman, number 21, Austin Rigg.
Conshock advances the runner. It brings on Austin Rigg. Rigg in his last at bat grounded out to the shortstop, Farrell. Men at the corners, 2 outs for Austin Rigg, who's 0 for 2. Inside corner, right at the waistline. No balls, 1 strike.
And again, we're in another one of those first and third situations. We'll probably see Carpenter in motion on this pitch.
Carpenter does go. This swung on a miss. Throw from McLean. It goes to Graham. And another stolen base for Hatton-Northwood. Same spot. Men at the corners. Pick your poison. Which one are you going after? And they stay put. 0-2 now. 2 men in scoring position for Rigg. But an 0-2 count. That one, he wanted to go. Did not offer. And they say he did not cross the plate. They appeal to the infield blue, and we have a 1-2 count on Rigg. And you can hear maybe possibly some of the Larimore crowd disagree with our umpires here today. Nonetheless, it's 1-2, 2 men on in scoring position. Bodie Graham versus Austin Rigg. This one up in the air and out of play behind us. We'll do it again.
So far in this at bat, of course, we're standing directly behind the plate, so we can see these pitches. It's been mostly off speed, the curveball variation. I think he threw 1 fastball, and that was, of course, the stolen base attempt try.
Both pitchers have shown some movement. This one moves behind, and a wild pitch scores Grant Mundell from third base. It's 6-1. Hatton-Northwood advancing to third is Derek Carpenter. Now I believe it's 2-2 now on Rigg. 6th run of the ball game for the Thunder. Mundell scores his 2nd of the game. Carpenter now 90 feet away. Leg kick from Graham outside and a pass ball. McLean did not grasp that one strong enough, and back-to-back pass pitch runs for Hatton-Northwood. Count runs full 3-2. Carpenter scores his 3rd run of the ball game, tearing it up on the base paths. Leg kick, and this one's fouled off. We'll do it again. 7-1 ball game. Hatton-Northwood on top of Larimore here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They put up 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, and now 2 here in the 4th. This one sky high in the air. Going back on it is Grattan at the wall near the warning track, and he corrals it for the 3rd and final out. But however, in the inning, 2 pass balls and 2 runs scored for Hatton-Northwood. They go to the top of the 5th in control of Larimore, 7-1 on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. We'll be right back with the 5th inning. Thanks to R&J Broadcasting and YourLiveEvent.com.
Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Great Plains Fireworks, located on the west side, frontage road I-29, south of Degelman's in Hillsboro. They're open by appointments. Call 701-436-6140. Also like them on Facebook for information. Let Great Plains Fireworks help you get fireworks for your family celebrations, neighborhood parties, and events.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. They have chest thumpers.
Great Plains Fireworks, open by appointment only, Hillsboro, North Dakota, 701-436-6140. Like them on Facebook.
7-1 ball game in favor of Hatton-Northwood over Larimore. On your Tim Gazette seat sale scoreboard, Derek Zimmerman, Geyer, Joseph Stets, Brady Siebels, here are a few, at Scott Berry Field at Mayville State University for the Region 2 tournament kickoff game. Started at 10:30. We're currently at 11:47. Hour and 17 minutes into this game. Mundahl in for his fifth inning of work. He faces Bodie Graham, and that pitch, first offering, is high and inside, ball one. Graham so far 0 for 1. He singled, 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first and singled in the third. He now has a 2-0 count in his favor. Larimore scored 1 run in the second inning. That's all they have right now, down 7-1. That one gets away. It's 3-0 against Graham. Mundahl starting off the inning for lack of composure right now, in danger of walking the leadoff batter, the most dangerous batter for Larimore. And he's on before pitch walk.
That is the third 4-pitch walk issued by Mundahl today.
Mundahl now have 3 walks, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. Springs on both Sounder, who walked in his last plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 officially with a ground out to short in the first. That one gets away from Bodine momentarily. Sounder tells Graham not to take off. We have a 1-0 count. 1-0 from Mundahl to Sounder. Is inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike for Larimore in this game. They have 2 hits, have walked 3 times, and have scored 1 run. All that action, most of the action coming in the second and third inning. That one gets it past the hole, out and right, past Carrillo at second, and 2 men on after the base knock from Sounder with nobody out for Larimore. Now something's in the crock pot for the Polar Bears here on this cold day. You could probably use something in the crock pot right now with 45-degree temperature. Seems like perfect crock pot weather. And a perfect time for Larimore to strike back in this game. Just their 3rd hit of the day. Courtesy of Sounder now. His first. He's now 1 for 2. This offering down the middle for strike 1 against Grattan. Grattan's 0-2 for a strikeout and a fielder's choice.
For Avery Grattan, doesn't this seem ironic? This is the same situation he was in not more than 2 innings ago. First and second, and a bunt opportunity.
And that one almost hit him on the ankle. 1-1. Nice save from Bodine to keep that one from hitting the backstop. 1-1.
Because Grattan tried to lay down the bunt with runners on first, second, trying to advance them, and that's when Mundahl just kept throwing it, the chin music, trying to, force a weak bunt.
A very intimidating at-bat for Grattan back in that 3rd inning, I would say. 3 straight pitches that, like you said, came straight near his head as he has a 1-2 count against him. That one's high, 2-2, evened up. Grattan, as an 8th grader, probably getting the sign from Coach Ben Jacobson to lay down the bunt. Mundahl was not giving him a chance to do so. He ended up grounding out to a fielder's choice. 2-2 now, 2 men on. is hit and foul left side. We'll do it again with Avery Grattan.
Actually, no. He hit it to the pitcher. The Mundell threw it to third, and it was a
high wall. And yes.
So yes, it was a unofficial bunt, but yes.
Unofficial, a long-winded bunt
Yes.
for Grattan. This one swung on and missed by Grattan. He sits down swinging. And the sixth strikeout of the day for Grant Mundell. There's one out here in the fifth. Grattan has struck out twice now. He's 0 for 3. Brings on Russell McLean, who is 1 for 2, a single in the second. And he went out 5-2 in the third. That play from Rigg in the third saved a run, as we seem to have a meeting once again on the mound with Coach Dennis Carpenter and Grant Mundell on the infield. We'll take a break and come back when they conclude here on YourLiveEvent.com.
American Crystal Sugar Company, with their 4,000 plus employees and shareholders, are deeply rooted in the communities of the Red River Valley. They're committed to the sustainability and growth of their business and to improving lives in the places where we work and live by investing in people, our communities, and the future of American Crystal Sugar. Visit crystalsugar.com to learn more about scholarships, grants, volunteerism, donations, and more through the Community Roots American Crystal Giving Program. Growing strong community roots. American Crystal Sugar Company.
Dr. Craig Rothfuss Dental Practice in Hillsborough is accepting new patients. They offer patients of all ages a full range of dental services, including Clear Correct, which is an option for invisible braces, and a $99 whitening program. Dr. Rothfuss accepts multiple insurance plans, including Delta Dental, United Concordia, that was affiliated with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Principal Dental Insurance. Bring your smile to Dr. Craig Rothfuss Dental Practice in Hillsborough, and the friendly staff will help make it sparkle. Call 701-636-4244 today. One of the main benefits of moving to the Halsted Living Center and Heritage House community is to enjoy every comfort of home without the burdens of home ownership in an environment that offers choices for care assistance, social interaction, group activities, or simply quiet, comfortable living. Another reason to choose Halsted Living Center and Heritage House is to get back to living life through their all-inclusive services and full array of social events, spiritual enrichment programs, recreational activities, and lifelong learning. For more information, call 456-2105 or log on to HalstedLivingCenter.com.
We have a pitching change with Grant Mundell coming out of the game. He moves to center field. We'll get the official substitution there shortly. Coming in for Mundell after his 4 1/3 innings of work is Orlando Zuninga. He's on the mound right now warming up. Orlando, a sophomore, wearing number 11, a righty, as he awaits to face Larimore here in his first look of work here in the Region 2 tournament. He'll face Russell McLean, the catcher for Larimore, with 1 out and 2 men on at second and first base. Recapping so far for Larimore here in this 5th inning, they have 3 hits, 4 walks, and 1 run. That run coming in the 2nd inning. Looks like Orlando is ready to go. Zuninga concludes warming up, ready to face McLean with 2 men on. Here on your Tim Gazette Seed Sale scoreboard, it's 7-1 Hatton-Northwood on top of Larimore right now. For Zuninga, he has an ERA of 2.52. He struck out 10, walked 5. Official win-loss record of 1-0. He's in relief of Mundell, who's out in the outfield now. McLean up to bat for Larimore. First pitch from Zuninga, cracked right back to Carrillo at second base. Fields it, flips to Carpenter in time, and fielder's choice for the second out. Safe at first base is McLean. It's officially over 3. Runners at the corner. Runners at the corners now is Zane Ness with 2 outs. So Saunders out at second base after the flip to Carpenter. Ness, the designated hitter right now, is 0 for 2. He grounded back to Mundell in the second and struck out looking in the third. Now has 2 men on, and here's a steal attempt coming now out to second base, and staying put at third is Bodie Graham. McLean took off, and he's in head first slide for 1-0 count against Ness. Larimore pulling out the stops, looking to scratch their way into this ball game. Down 7-1 here in the top of the fifth. The 1-0 from Zuninga, taken off a hop and picked up by Bodine. 2-0. Good block right there. 2 men in scoring position for the Larimore Polo Bears. Here at Scott Berry Field, the Region 2 tournament leadoff game. 2-0 from Zuninga, and he has missed 3 straight times. 3-0 count. That one just a bit outside against Ness. Zuninga in his first batter face in danger of walking him. This one inside, 4-pitch walk for Ness. Excuse me, the second batter face for Zuninga. And Ness is on base with the bases loaded, and Zuninga's first walk of the ball game. This brings on Antonio Cuvo. Cuvo so far was hit by a pitch and then grounded to short. 0 for 1 officially. This one in the dirt. 1-0. Bases loaded, bases juiced. But Hatton-Northwood on top, 7-1. 2 outs. Zuninga and a jam. His third batter face right here. And that one, curveball, called it strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Kovo. Kuval with an even count. Awaits the pitch. Swung on a miss. Off speed, got him, and it's 1-2. Looked like Zuninga put that on the outside corner, just out of the reach of Kubo, who also swung over the top of it as well. 1-2 now from Zuninga. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This one high. Kubo did not bite. 2-0. 2-2, evened up. One run scored for Larimore was in the second inning. They have 4 hits overall. Here's the 2-2 from Zuninga. This one swung on and missed. Zuninga gets out of a bases loaded jam, and it's still 7-1 after 4.5 innings here on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. The Thunder on top, heading to their half of the frame. Only 1 hit and 1 walk in that inning, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Thunder on top of the Pole Bears at 7-1 on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
There's no way to count the number of sandwiches you've packed over the years. Hard to imagine this day would come. Yeah, there's still the same fields, the same roads, the same hard work. But now they're in someone else's hands. And you couldn't be more proud of who you're handing the farm to. No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Due up for Hatton-Northwood here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fabian Carlitto, Mike Steinbrink, and Teddy Petrick for the Thunder. Carlitto, Steinbrink, Petrick up 7-1 over Larimore on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. Orlando Zuninga got out of a bases-loaded jam after coming in for relief for Grant Mundahl. He pitched 4 1/3 innings, striking out 6, walking 3, and hitting 1. Springs on Carrillo now. He's still facing Bodie Graham. Now in his 5th inning of work, he struck out 3, walked 3, and has hit 3. 3s across the board for Graham. The senior and potentially one of his last starts as a Larimore Pole Bear. First offing to Corlillo, down in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Hatton-Northwood scored 2 in the first, 3 in the third, and then 2 in the fourth. This one right back up the middle, pass off the glove, and now thrown on by Farrell, and it's an infield single. It was picked up by Sounder, but not in time. Carrillo leads off the 5th inning with an infield poke. That is the 3rd hit of the game for the Thunder, yet being up 7-1. Carrillo now is 1 for 3. He's reached base all 3 times, now trying to reach second. The throw not in time for McLean. 4th stolen base for Hatton-Northwood. Carrillo in scoring position. Carrillo got on base after an E5 in the first and an E5 in the third, and now he reaches on an infield single here in the 5th. Graham now to Mike Steinbrink. That one gets past McLean, and on 2 pitches, 2 bags for Carrillo, he's at third base in a 1-1 count. Steinbrink, he's 0 for 1 officially. Was hit by a pitch in the first and reached off an error by the catcher in the third. A 1-0-1 to Steinbrink, swung on and missed. 1-2. Graham looking for his potential 4th strikeout of the game. Mundal finished with 6 strikeouts in his near 5 innings of work. 1-2 is fouled off to the right side. We'll do it again. Steinbrink came to this game batting .311. He has 11 runs scored and 7 RBIs. His 8th one potentially right there. That one, he did swing at it, offered at it. Carrillo is going to take advantage of the play and safe at home after the throw from Sounder, not in time McLean. It's 8-1 Hatton-Northwood. They can score on anything but a hit. They can score off errors, they can score off pass balls, and now a swinging drop strike. Steinbrink is out, but it's 8-1 after the run scored by Carrillo. That's Fabian's 2nd run of the day. 4th strikeout for Graham. That one plunks Petrick. First pitch, hit pitch. Petrick, who struck out looking in his last 2 at-bats, is at first base. Graham has hit. Now I believe he has hit 3, and Carson Bodine bats from the left side.
You want to know what, from my statistics that I've seen so far, that, this game doesn't really make sense in a way. Larimore has left 9 runners on base, right? They've left them on the base paths from their innings, especially 2 times with the bases loaded, to Hatton-Northwood's 3. It's so, from the stats, Hatton-Northwood doesn't really get on base with a 3 runners left on base through the entire, through 4 innings so far. So Larimore's had their chances. They just haven't been able to score, where Hatton-Northwood has been able to get their runners across and, score pretty efficiently, up 8-1, and a 3 away from basically a walk-off.
2 straight checks from Graham over to Sounder, checking up Petrick after he plunked him. You're right, Joe. It doesn't make sense at all for Hatton-Northwood to be up 8-1 after a 3rd check, and a pass ball gets away. Scurrying over to second is Petrick, and he rounds second, heading for 3rd. That one goes all the way to the bullpen, and a stand-up misplay from Graham leads to a stand-up advance to 3rd base for Teddy Petrick. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring the 9th run of the game, with Bodine still at the plate, and 0-1 count against him. This one out to left field, and the 4th hit of the ball game is finally an RBI single. It's 9-1 Hatton-Northwood. The Thunder have scored every way possible besides a RBI hit until now, courtesy of Carson Bodine. That's his 2nd hit. He is 1 for 2. 2 for 3 now. Beg your pardon. An RBI to his name. Petrick scores his first run of the ball game. Hunter Tweet now digs in with 1 out. And a man at first base. That's a courtesy runner for Bodine. The catcher, as that one's 0-1. The courtesy runner, I believe, is Liam Ponner, freshman. And Ponner almost got caught slipping. He almost slips there. Has to keep a wide sumo base to stay on the bag. It's 0-1 right now against Zuninga. Zuninga's in the game now, batting for Tweet. And racing off is Ponner, swung on a miss, throw from McLean, over, not in time. Stolen base, number 5 for Hatton-Northwood. Ponner in scoring position. Zuninga has 2 strikes on him after coming in to replace Tweet. So Mundell out in right field now when the Thunder are on defense. 0-2 against Zuninga from Graham. 1 out here in the 5th. Curveball caught him looking. Zuninga just has to admire that one as a fellow pitcher. He goes down on strikes. 2 outs here in the 5th now. We come back to Mundell.
Grant Mundell.
Zuninga officially 0 for 1. Mundell up in the air on the infield. Should be playable for Kovo, and he does that time. Had an error early in the game, but nonetheless, he takes care of that one. But in the inning, 2-run score after a base knock and a pass ball. We have a 9-1 ball game in favor of the Thunder over the Pole Bears. Hatton-Northwood on top of Larimore after 5 on your Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard.
When it comes to insurance, you should be confident that you're choosing the best option. I'm Rich Gerke of Farmers Union Insurance, Hillsboro. Let's find and discuss the best insurance policy for your home, auto, farm, life, or business. Stop in to see Ryan Updahl or I at our Hillsboro office, or give us a call at 701-436-5777, or toll free at 1-800-498-5777. This is Rich Gerke of Farmers Union Insurance, and we look forward to doing business with you.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
2 hits, 2 runs for Hatton-Northwood in that bottom of the 5th inning. Rolando Zuninga back at it on the mound for his 2nd inning of relief for Hatton-Northwood. They lead Larimore 9-1 on your Tim Cassette seed sale scoreboard. Grant Mundell pitched 4 1/3 innings. He struck out 6. So far, Zuninga looking to preserve this 9-1 lead. Zuninga has a walk to his name. He awaits Daniel Howard, the 8-hole hitter for Larimore, playing center field today. Behind Howard is Hoffman, and we'll go back to the top of the order with Alan Farrell. Howard, Hoffman, Farrell for the Pole Bears. Here in our 6th inning of play in the top of the frame, Larimore, like I said in this game early on, overall they are 1-15 and 0-8 in Region 2. The Pole Bears' lone win of the season came way back when on Thursday, April 22nd, a 4-3 victory versus Midway Minto. That was at Minto High School. That was 29 days ago. It's been a minute and then some for the Pole Bears. A cold minute here on a mildly cold day at Scott Berry Field, 45 degrees. It's typical North Dakota weather as May is drawing to an end here on a May 22nd day. And another Saturday salutations to you. Thanks for tuning in with us on this journey here in the Region 2 tournament leadoff game. Howard digs in from the right side against Zuninga, who finds the zone early 0-1. Howard so far in this game, 0-1. He walked in the second and popped out to the pitcher in the fourth. He has a 1-1 count right now. Zuninga came in back in the fifth inning in relief of Mundal. This one inside corner, 1-2. Nice pitch placement from Orlando. And he has the advantage over Howard. 1-2 count now. Looking for his first strikeout of the game. Curveball does not find the corner. That looked like a rainbow the way it arced. 2-2. Zuninga. You could hear the boastering from the fans. That was a pretty curveball, but 2-2 now. That one's inside. Run it full 3-2. Hoffman on deck. Howard at the plate right now. Farrell in the hole. Payoff pitch from Zuninga. This one, high cheese, swung on and missed underneath. And 1 out away here in the top of the sixth. Zuninga, his first K of the day. Howard goes down swinging. He's 0-2. Looks like we have a changeup for Hatton-Northwood out in the outfield. Hunter Fredericks out in right.
And he's going to replace Grant Mundal in the lineup.
Mundal is out of the game as that one's out of the zone against Hoffman, 1-0. Mundal batting went 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. This one swung on, no contact, 1-1 against Hoffman. Howard and Hoffman leading off this inning for the Polar Bears. 9-1, the Thunder lead at the Polar Bears in this game. That one's high, 2-1. Only 4 hits by Hatton-Northwood. To their credit, they have made the most of any opportunity possible, I would say. 2-1. Zuninga to Hoffman. The delivery. That one at the shoelaces, near the ankles. 3-1. The Thunder have run ruled at 3 teams this season. And a 5-pitch walk in favor of Hoffman. He's on base. He has struck out twice in this game, but now he's on the base pass for the first time. Alan Farrell comes back. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. That's the second walk of the game for Zuninga. Conshock guards Hoffman at first. Modest lead for Hoffman. Lefty Farrell swings and fouls it back. Sounder retrieves the foul ball. 1 man on, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning here at Scott Berry Field. Zuninga, righty-lefty matchup. This one high and a bit outside. It's evened up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Farrell came into this game batting .261, one of our players to watch. 10 runs scored, 4 RBIs, has a home run and a triple to his name as well. And that might be another. That's too high. That gets to the line, and it's picked up out in field by Fredrickson for out number 2. The arc on that ball caught me slipping for the second out, picked up by our new right fielder that we have noticed, Hunter Frederick, a sophomore. Maybe I was just begging for a home run, Joseph.
Well, that line when you said too high just reminded me of Major League.
I was thinking the same thing.
Not too high, too hard. But in this case, it was not too hard. It was too high.
Farrell now over 4 officially. He has flown out 3 times. That one goes out to the the 9 spot. This brings on Bodie Graham, who is 1 for 1 with a single in the third and a hit by pitch. And picked off, pick off attempt. And advancing to second is Hoffman. Conshock had that ball go past him off the attempt from Zuninga, and there's a man in scoring position with 2 outs for Larimore. Bodie Graham at the plate for 1-0 count.
And again, it's just been that kind of a struggle with the pitchers and pickoffs. So we've seen it a lot where, they just haven't been able to connect with the first baseman or whatever base they're trying to throw to try and do these pickoffs. It's been just a lot of pass balls.
That one does not pass the strike zone. 2-0 now against Graham. That one outside. Graham, the prolific hitter for this team, batting in the 300s. He's ahead in the count against Zuninga. Man in the scoring position, that is Hoffman. That's in the dirt. It's 3-0. The Thunder are 2 runs away from making it a run rule game, up 9-1. Need to be leading by 10 after 5 for that rule to come into effect. 4-pitch walk for Graham. 2 men on, 2 outs now. Zuninga has walked his third. That is the second walk of the day for Graham as well. He has been on base every single time. Hit by a pitch in the first, single in the the third, and a walk in the fifth, and now consecutive walks in the 5th and 6th inning for Bodie Graham. This brings on Bo Sounder, who is 1 for 2. He has a walk, a single, and a ground out. That one is ball 1. Sounder, the tall first baseman for the Pole Bears, digs in from the right side. Righty-righty matchup, 2 men on. 1 in scoring position for Larimore. 1-0. Foul tip, no, it stays put, and Bodine turns and spins, throws a Conshock in time, and the side is retired for Larimore. No runs for the Pole Bears. They're still down 9-1, heading to the bottom half of inning number 6. The Thunder on top of the Pole Bears at 9-1 under Tim Cazette's seat sale scoreboard.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at the Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about the Hope Page Public Schools and stay up to date with school and athletic calendars, teacher pages, and news by visiting hope-page.k12.nd.us. We are Spartans. We are learners, leaders, achievers, and believers. We will change the world.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank, and I would like to know your story. Our lives and our businesses are comprised of events. We have all had our failures and successes, and these events define our character. If your character includes values like trustworthy, respectful, honest, and responsible, then your story matches well with ours, and we would consider it a privilege to be your financial partner. At the Goose River Bank, we believe that a strong bank builds strong communities. The Goose River Bank, member FDIC.
Looks like we have a pitching change for Larimore here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Looks to be Bo Sounder. Alan Farrell moves to first base. And Bodie Graham to shortstop for the Polar Bears.
Bo Sounder.
So now we have a righty shortstop for Larimore. Bo Sounder, number 25, he's a righty pitcher. And Bo's innings of play this season, he's pitched 6 total innings this 2021 campaign, 3 games, 7 on the dot ERA. He has struck out 5, he has walked 6, has 0 wins and 0 losses to his name. 9-1 ball game. Hatton-Northwood leads Larimore on your Tim Cassette seed sale scoreboard here in the bottom half of the frame. Looks like we'll see Derek Carpenter, Colton Conshock, and Austin Rigg. Grant Mondal is officially out of the game for the Thunder. I believe his replacement was sophomore Hunter Frederick, who's now out in right field. Carpenter, the freshman, fellow freshman, other freshman, leads off from the right side.
Number 1, Derek
Carpenter, a lot of work today. 3 runs scored just for an 0-1 stat line. He's reached on an error, has walked and hit by a pitch, and he pops it up shallow center field and played on and caught by Grattan for out number 1. Carpenter went after the first pitch, and there's already one out down in the inning. Now Conshock comes on to the plate. He has flown out in the sacrifice fly. This one, swing on the outside. Quickly 0-1. Sounder, a good pitch. Nine to 1, Hatton-Northwood lead. Sounder, the 0-1 to Conshock, and a curveball got him in the dirt. 0-2 on the senior. Pitcher's count, Sounder to Conshock. The kick and the fire, it's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hatton-Northwood 5-5 in Region 2 play. The last Region 2 win is this 2-2 count. Shallow out in right field, and it will drop for a base hit right in front of Hoffman. Only the 5th knock of the ball game for Hatton-Northwood. A 1-out single to right field for Colton Conshock. His first hit. Conshock on now with 1 out. It brings on Austin Rigg. Rigg so far 0 for 2. 1 out. Good lead from Conshock. He has long legs at 6'5". And just takes one simple lunge back to first base after the check from Sounder. Last Region 2 win for Hatton-Northwood Tuesday, May 11th. A 10-4 victory versus Finley Cherno Page. That was at Hope. That one's inside. 1-0 now against Rigg. Simple 10 days ago. The span of Region 2 wins for Hatton-Northwood. Another lead from Conshock at first, another check from Sounder to first. Rigg takes his time, awaits the second pitch of this plate appearance. Infield playing relatively straight up. This one inside. 2-0. Just 1 out, a 1-out single from Conshock. Brings Rigg to the plate, and a 2-0 count from Sounder. Leg kick and a fire. That one hits the outside corner. Good pitch placement by the big righty pitcher. 2 balls, 1 strike in Rigg's favor. Sounder, a senior, fires away. This one up in the air, flown out near Hoffman, and playing it at second is Solsing. He falls down. Conshock advances to second. We'll count that as a base hit. Same spot as Conshock hit it. Back-to-back hits for Hatton-Northwood. It brings on Fabian Carrillo. That's Rigg's first hit of the day. He's 1 for 3. 2 hits in this inning for Hatton-Northwood. Carrillo with 2 men on and 1 out. Awaits the offering from Sounder. That one, first pitch strike, 0-1. Back-to-back knocks to shallow right field for the Thunder. Has them in business. 0-1. That curveball hits the inside corner. The movement on that one could move mountains. My goodness. 0-2. Sounder now looking to put away Carrillo. The 0-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed and dropped by McLean. And not advancing to first base, the second base is Rigg. And since the first base is already taken up, Carrillo out anyway after the drop strike from McLean. It's the first strikeout for Solander. It brings on Mike Steinbrink. Carrillo now 1 for 4. This one up in the air, out in the right field once again. Same spot once again. And coming home to score is Colton Conshock. RBI single from Steinbrink. It's 10-1 Hatton-Northwood. Hoffman not getting any good jumps out there on shallow fly balls in right field, and 3 have dropped in front of him. The second one dropped in front of Solsing. Hoffman could have taken care of it as well.
Now, to play in the game-winning runs at third base, just hints up.
The run rule in effect if the next run comes across. That's 90 feet away. It's Austin Rigg with Teddy Petrick at the plate. Petrick 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, both looking. Was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Here is Steinbrink going to second. Defensive indifference. 2 men in scoring position now. It's an 0-1 count on Petrick. As soon as Rigg comes home, if he does, this game is over. It's 10-1 right now. This one up in the air and in fair foul territory and drops right in front of the on-deck hitter, Carson Bodine. A long 0-2 for Petrick. And run roll games, Hatton-Northwood is 3-0 this season. Larimore has been run ruled at 7 times this season. 0-7 officially. An 0-2 count on Petrick. 2 outs. Rigg 90 feet away. Grounded right to third at the line. Play at first is going to decide the game. Not in time. Rigg comes home to score. It's 11-1. RBI single for Teddy Petrick. Should wrap this game up. The refs and umps confer. And we have a run rule in favor of Hatton-Northwood. A walk-off infield RBI single for Teddy Petrick puts this one in the books. Your final score, Hatton-Northwood 11, Larimore 1, here in our leadoff game of the Region 2 tournament at Scott Berry Field. We'll take a break and come back with our quick post-game show before we go on to our second ball game of the afternoon when we come back on YourLiveEvent.com.
By that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
You're never too young to start saving for your future. Dakota Heritage Bank offers the Grow With Us program for kids. It's a young savers club with various incentives, including newsletters, a higher savings rate, bonuses, and more. Contact Dakota Heritage Bank to find out more about the Grow With Us program. Dakota Heritage Bank has 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The aisles at Mix Grocery and Hope are filled with products you know and love. That's why Mix Grocery is your one-stop shop for all of your shopping needs. Mix has a deli, bakery, produce, and fresh meat. Whether you're looking for quick and easy meals or trying a new recipe, you'll find what you need at a great value. Open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mix Grocery in Hope, North Dakota. 701-945-2691.
Back at it at Scott Berry Field, an 11-1 decision in favor of Hatton-Northwood. A run rule victory over Larimore under Tim Gazette's seed sale scoreboard as we come into our post-game show on YourLiveEvent.com. The first game of the day officially in the books in favor of the Thunder. Let's see how we got there. Looking at our official stats before we hand it off to Brady Siebels for game number 2 between Spartans and the Burros. Looking back at it, number 3 seeded Hatton-Northwood knocks off number 6 seeded Larimore. Hatton-Northwood needed 11 runs, 8 hits, and committed 0 errors today to take care of the Polar Bears. Clean baseball, efficient baseball from Hatton-Northwood. They didn't score on too many RBI singles until the latter half of the game. As for Larimore, 1 run, 3 hits, and 5 errors by the Polar Bears. They go down after the Teddy Petrick walk-off RBI single here in the bottom of the 6th inning that scored Mike Steinbrink. Once again, 8 hits for the Thunder to 3 by Larimore. Looking at our pitching matchup, Mundall went 4 1/3 innings. He struck out 6 and walked 3 and hit another. Orlando Zaninga came in relief and walked 3 and struck out 1. For Larimore, Bodie Graham, he pitched all the way up until the 5th inning. At the end of the 5th inning, he struck out 4, walked 3, and hit 3. Salander finished out the game and it takes the loss. Or excuse me, he does not take the loss, but he finishes the game as the Larimore Polar Bears lose to Hatton-Northwood 11-1. The loss belongs to Bodie Graham. Grant Mondal takes the victory here in the leadoff game for the Region 2 baseball tournament at Scott Berry Field. We'll take a break, 30-second break, and come back for a post-game awards and wrap up here from Scott Berry Field for game number 1 on yourliveevent.com.
Findlay Sharon Public School is to educate today's learners for tomorrow's world. The mission of the students and staff is to have the power, pride, opportunity, wisdom, effort, and relationships to be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Through this effort, students at the Findlay Sharon Public School will become well-rounded, confident, and responsible individuals who aspire to achieve their full potential. To learn more, visit FindlaySharonSchool.com. And go Spartans!
Welcome back to our post-game report on yourliveevent.com. Let's hand out some awards for our star players in this first game of the Region 2 tournament between Hatton-Northwood and Larimore. 11-1 to Thunder knock off the Polar Bears, a 3-seed, 6-seed matchup in a game, in a day that not a lot of life from the crowd and not a lot of energy overall with the weather at 45 degrees, bringing the energy and our Enbridge Energy player of the game for Hatton-Northwood. Looking at it now at our official stat sheet, I believe belongs to Derek Carpenter, who scored 3 runs today. He did not record a hit, but each time he got on the base path, he made it count, earning himself a trip around the diamond 3 times. He reached off an error, a walk, and hit by a pitch, and the freshman tore it up, scoring 3 runs in today's game, helping the Thunder knock off the Polar Bears. Our Enbridge Energy player of the game, freshman Derek Carpenter. Work has begun to replace Line 3 and keeping everyone safe as Enbridge's top priority. Robust COVID-19 safety rules have been established for Enbridge employees because we want everyone home safe. Learn more by visiting enbridge.com/line3.us. Our Halstead telephone connection of the game. Honestly, looking at this, I believe it has to belong to Grant Mondal, to his catcher Carson Bonine. Mondal with 4 1/3 inning pitch, struck out 6 on the day as Brady Siebels and Joseph Stetz are breaking out into a game of charades. There's your Halstead telephone connection of the game. Grant Mondal to Carson Bodine, the pitcher-catcher combo. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone Company. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. And tel as in T-E-L. Our RDK Enterprises Precision player of the game belongs to, once again, another star player, the same star player, Grant Mondal. Again, 4 1/3 innings pitch, 6 strikeouts, setting the tone for the Thunder early on in the game and keeping his team on top. RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, Grant Mondal. Thinking about upgrading your planter? Visit RDK Enterprises at the locations in Hillsboro and Drayton, North Dakota to learn about available rebates and financing. RDK Enterprises, planterdoc.com. That should wrap things up for us here in game number 1. Once again, your final score, Hatton-Northwood 11, Larimore 1 in game number 1 of the Region 2 tournament. Coming up next Number 5 seed Finley Cherno Page takes on number 4 seed Hillsborough Central Valley. Another Region 2 romp with Brady Siebels on the call when we come back in game number 2 here at Scott Berry Field. Thanks for watching, everybody. You can catch me in game 3 later on today. As we sign off from Scott Berry Field, Derek Zimmerman-Geyer saying thank you, and tune in to YourLiveEvent.com.